My father demands that I give my half-sister a job and a piece of the land I inherited from my grandfather after he abandoned me. Dad left me at Grandpa's house when I was 11 because his new wife didn't want me around. I thought it was the worst thing ever, but Grandpa taught me everything about farming and business. See, Grandpa wasn't just some old farmer. He owned 500 acres of prime agricultural land worth millions. When Dad was growing up, Grandpa was an alcoholic who barely kept the farm running. But by the time I arrived, he'd gotten sober and turned everything around. For 7 years, it was just me and Grandpa. He taught me how to work cattle, manage crops, handle finances, and run a business. We'd wake up at 5 a.m. every day, work until sunset, then he'd help me with homework. He never missed a single school event. When he died, he left me everything. Not just the land, the house, the equipment, the bank accounts, everything. I was 18 and suddenly owned more than most people see in a lifetime. Dad didn't even come to the funeral, didn't call to check on me, nothing. I spent the next 15 years building Grandpa's legacy. I turned the ranch into a successful agritourism operation. City families come stay for weeks, learning farm life. I also run a farmer's market, sell organic beef, and lease land to other farmers. Last year, I cleared $800,000 profit. Dad never called once in 15 years. Not on my birthday, not on holidays, nothing. I sent him a graduation invitation when I finished my agriculture degree. He didn't show. When I got married 3 years ago, I didn't even bother inviting him. Then last week, out of nowhere, Dad shows up at my door. Not to apologize, not to reconnect. He wanted to talk business. Turns out his precious daughter, my half-sister, who I've met exactly twice, is struggling financially. Her husband lost his job, they're behind on their mortgage, and she needs a fresh start. Dad figured I could just hand over some land and give her a management position. Family sticks together, he says with a straight face. The audacity was unbelievable. This man who abandoned his 11-year-old son was lecturing me about family loyalty. I told him I'd think about it, hoping he'd get the hint and leave. Instead, he started texting me multiple times daily, detailed messages about which parcels of land would be perfect for his daughter, suggestions about what role she could fill in my business, even ideas about where she and her husband could build a house.